Hey everyone, welcome back to Checkmate with Blake. Today we're going to continue our Journey to 2000 series. As you can tell, we're at 1072 Elo, so we're starting to make some good progress. At the time of this recording, we now have 706 subscribers on this channel. We're really starting to build a great community, and it's all thanks to you guys. Thank you all so much for your support through this entire time. It's been a few months now. We've really grown a lot. It means a lot to me. If you enjoy my content and you haven't subscribed, go ahead and join the community. Hit that subscribe button. Also, on this video, as always, we'll do a full analysis afterwards. So stick around if you have any questions. If there's anything that's unclear, just stay till the end and we'll have that. I'll try to answer that. And if I don't answer anything, leave some comments. Also, leave comments on what openings you want to see because, I don't want to play openings that you guys don't, that you don't want to see. So we're just going to go here. We're going to probably go into, here we go. Okay. So we're actually going to be playing, it looks like a London system. For those who know my channel, I typically like to play this. Go ahead and immediately contest the bishop, where they should not have traded away. Although it's not necessarily inherently wrong, but I don't recommend it. Then I like to just castle, maybe play c5, and again, I will cover all this stuff at the end of the video to try and explain. The reason we're playing c5 is to try and break open the center. Other moves you can consider would be like rook e8, because we have castled and they haven't. So if you've castled and your opponent hasn't, try and break open the center. And they're just trading everything. Here we'll just go ahead and develop, try to play for this move e4. So that's actually what we're gonna go ahead and do. We have a threat right now, a threat to actually win a piece here. Okay. Now what can we play? We could trade, but then they will take back. But then notice after we take and take back, we may be able to push here even further, breaking open the center. Of course, if they trade, it's not really a big concern. Other ideas, maybe moving the queen, attacking this pawn. Pushing is not really a threat that I'm looking at. Maybe going here could be reasonable. But I think what we're going to do is actually trade down here. So we're going to trade down and try and break open the center because notice their queen is actually against their king. So, for example, if after f5, we might be able to push even further and try and really break open their position. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Again, if they trade, we can take back either way. Believe it or not, we can take this way. Let me double check. Yeah, we can take here because after they take, we could take here, and also we're threatening to try and pin the knight here. Let's see. If we take here, the advantage is in that we can push, but then of course they will castle, so maybe it's not as favorable. Versus here, they'll take with the knight, and then let's see, how do we want to play that? If we were to take here, we're attacking the rook. They'll move the rook over. And then, I don't know. I don't know if that's really what we're looking for. Let's go ahead and take here, because also notice if they castle here now, we actually will be able to put a rook on b8. Oh, they castle that way. Notice we have an attack here. So we may set a trap. Let me look at this a little longer. I'd like to play this move. We could start by adding pressure here. But notice we would hang this pawn. So instead, let's go ahead and push this pawn, take some space on their side of the board. I don't know if that's entirely correct. Yeah, because, of course, they do get a knight to a better square. But maybe now we can consider a move like this. I don't know. Actually, it may have been better here to just go ahead and play this and sneak around this way. I actually think that would have been better. Because now, of course, we can't put a bishop here. But we'll just drop back. And the reason I'm doing this is because obviously I want to play this tactic. And we're just kind of adding pressure to the b2 pawn so we can play rook b8 and try and take it that way. So I'm not too concerned. We are low on time. It's sometimes hard to talk and play these, so I might have to focus up a little bit. We can actually play this now because they can't block because we'll take the knight. Yeah, so we just won the exchange. Because if they were to block, of course, this knight hangs. Yeah, and they do miss, which is fine. We'll take a free knight, and then what we'll do is we'll actually just let's go here. We'll move our bishop. We'll just reroute our bishop because our bishop is obviously not doing very much here. But now what we're looking for is maybe even a rook trade. So let's go ahead and trade the rooks. If they take it, it's fine. But what we're going to do is we're going to take, of course. And then we're going to probably bring the bishop back. Try and bring it here. Although it's not looking at much, we might be able to push these pawns at the board. I don't really see what that does. We're just going to go ahead and play this. I don't see any reason not to. Because if they're looking to trade queens, obviously that's not a good idea. So just to show, if if you watch my channel, you know that I generally say not to do this exact move. Because we're up material. So like if after we trade queens, notice they probably will win this pawn, but it's not really a good plan for them. Do we have anything better is what we need to consider. Let's see. I don't see any reason not to, right? I mean, I know it's probably not the best engine move, but of course we have two pieces, and so it's generally not a good idea for them to try and trade down like this. We can go ahead and go here, and after they take, play this move. I kind of like threatening a checkmate. I think we will, actually. If they take, we'll go here, and if they give this check, we'll just go forward, right? So we're threatening a checkmate in one. Of course, they have this in-between move, a check, and I go here, but they cannot capture this pawn. Okay. We're going to go ahead and throw this check in. And, let's see. Okay. Because they have this check. This is what they want to play. So you know what? Let's actually slow down. Let's go ahead and protect this pawn first so that we can get our king to a better position. So we're going to get our king over here in a better position, and then we're going to continue our attack. We need to get it to where our king can't be checked by this rook so that it can't win this pawn. So that actually doesn't look like a very good move, but regardless, I think we just go here. We stop the rook. We're just controlling the rook, and now we can play a move like this, you know, attacking this pawn, and then we'll just actually go here, and we'll actually stop all three pawns with that piece. Actually, this rook is almost trapped too. Almost. So maybe if we go here, we can trap the rook. Yeah. Yeah, if we go here, this rook is actually going to be trapped. I mean, of course, we're going to trade it. Yeah, so now we definitely won the game. Their only move is here now, which we will take. I moved the king here to actually cut off so that, you know, because after the bishop goes here, the rook could have went to this square, but now the rook is cut off. I did miss that, actually, but it's okay. We'll go here, maybe, and if they give this check, of course, we'll bring the rook right back. Yeah, now they're going to have to trade it. Okay, that's fine. We'll just activate our king. Okay, I don't know about that move. Let's go ahead and play this. Obviously, I missed that. I'm just playing too quick because I have 18 seconds. So I'm going to have to actually try and play pretty quick here just so you guys know. They have a check. They're going to throw in. Yeah. I'm still trying to trap this a little bit. This move looks interesting. Now, if they try to push here, obviously we'll just... Oh, gosh. I don't know about that. They're going to let me in here. Yeah, all right. So this might be our ticket to win the game. Of course, I'm low on time. I got to start playing these games a little faster, even on the speed run, because, of course, I'm sometimes going too quick or talking too much, and then I'm going to lose on time. But, of course, we're going to win this game here. We make a queen. We'll give a check. Give another check. We're going to go ahead and pin this just to make it easier. Oh, this may have been near a checkmate, so. Okay, we win the piece. We got to find a checkmate relatively quick. There's probably a checkmate somewhere along these lines. Although I could just be so wrong here. Maybe just here. And then here. Yeah, I don't know. We'd find a checkmate even with the 6 seconds we have. We actually pushed that much closer than I think I'd like to say that we did. But we'll go ahead and analyze this game. Again, even though it's 5 minutes, sometimes talking can be distracting to try and go through all of it. I think we played a somewhat decent game. It really wasn't our best played game, to be honest, but we'll go ahead and go through it. We'll analyze it. Again, when I play against the London, I like to immediately go here and to challenge this bishop. Now, a lot of players won't challenge it, and the two moves, if you watch my London video, I consider a few moves. I kind of recommend this move going back to g3, because if I trade now, you take here and you open up this rook. So once black castles, you'll have a big attack on this king side over here. Another idea that black can play, they can also just simply go e3, because now after I trade, they might be able to get an outpost at some point here. For example, bringing the knight in, getting a knight here. Let's just say like random moves. Let's just say castles, get this knight here, and after I try to contest it, playing just something like this, and it's pretty playable. And also, if you watch my London video, g5 is actually a serious threat at some point. Or, so those are kind of the two ideas. But trading, although it is an idea, as I said, it's not really the best, because I go ahead and mobilize my queen, and now we're ready to contest the center here with this with the breaking open. Again, if you are castled and your opponent's not, you should break open the center and try and do it that way. They go queen e2, and I just continue developing, and we're all just developing at this point. Okay, e4 was actually a great attempt by my opponent, because of course if they had done nothing, or obviously we would have won a piece here, and if instead you say, well, maybe they should just retreat a piece, like maybe consider just dropping back, this is just very defensive, and I wouldn't necessarily recommend this playing white. I mean, you're playing white, you have a move, you're up a move from the very beginning, and yet black is really controlling the position here. So instead, they try to go ahead and break with e4, which is a great move. We trade down, and we play f5, which does say it's an inaccuracy, which I kind of, the reason I did this was because obviously what I wanted was for them to, trade down and maybe break open the center since we've castled. I'm just playing principled moves. It's very easy to play if you just play principled moves. So we play f5, they trade down. It did want me to take with the queen, but I wasn't a little unsure after what happens with takes with knight. We take here. I'm guessing rook comes over. Let's see. Wow, that's an inaccuracy. So let's see. What did it want? It wanted queen c4 check first. Wow, this is scary to me, because now after king h8, I'm already seeing this threat here, right? So let's say if I go here, obviously it doesn't work in this exact position, I guess, because it is true that we can take because their rook hangs as well. But this is challenging to play, and a lot of people might mess this up, including myself. I may make a mistake here, because if you simply don't capture, like if you simply go here, notice you actually get smothered mate. I don't know why this was bouncing up, because it's smothered mate. Because now notice you're a double check. You go back here. You sacrifice the queen on g8 after the only move, which is rook takes. There's a nice checkmate here where the king is just smothered. So it's just kind of an unnecessary complication. I kept it simple, although it may not have been the best, but just take with the pawn. They castle, which I was, as I said in the video, pretty surprised they castled here. And we play e4. We go ahead and go down this line. This was simply designed to, again, try to support this bishop play, which does work. They did miss it, and then they missed that their knight was hanging, and here it's just kind of converting. I go here because we're trying to trade down the pieces since we're up material, and here's the move that, although, as I said in the video, probably was one of the moves that the engine might like. You're not going to win the game if you're playing here and you're playing white here and you try to just trade down this queen, which is what happens. I just have too much material. I mean, even best case scenario where you win this pawn, which is why I give up a pawn for it. I just feel like I have this and I'm going to hold. So we give this check. We go back. We're just trying to convert here. And king d8 was a blunder. Oh, I completely hung the bishop. Wow. Wow, I missed that in the game. I mean, I guess getting kind of low on time. 40 seconds is still quite a bit, but I shouldn't have missed. Yeah, the bishop hangs here, and we would have had an interesting game if I hung the bishop. We would have maybe had a different story here, but instead they did miss it, and we actually were able to secure the game. If you saw that in the game, if you saw that I hung the bishop, and you were like, why did that happen? Leave a comment. I want to know how many people noticed that, because I completely missed it. I guess just got piece blind. Let's see, we're just going here I'm actually trying to control the rook is what I'm doing. If you're curious, I'm trying to control the rook and keeping it from going to these squares. Because if I can limit their piece, like right here in this position, for example, this rook does not really have any squares, which basically means that they almost don't have the rook, right? So like I'm only up one pawn according to the engine, but the engine says I'm up 4.3. And that's simply because piece activity is so important, right? So if I have your piece locked up in a corner and your piece can't move, it's the same as essentially you not having the piece, because the piece has no role. So sometimes if you're up material or if you're down material, try and control their pieces, right? Like I'll show you guys some openings. I'll make another video here shortly. But there's certain openings where, like, if you can, just like reduce someone's bishop, like let's say it's fianchettoed, and you can go ahead and block it, where like staring at pawns now and not staring at pieces, that bishop is not worth the 3 points that the bishop is technically worth, because the bishop is doing no active role. We'll guys continue here. I'm going on my little tangent. and this was a big mistake. This was really the mistake of the game. When they push, they thinking I'm going to trade off, but once I push, notice they cannot block because this bishop is here, and I'm just going to push it up the board. And it's pretty simple from this point on. And again, I feel like I definitely missed stuff, but I was just short time. They go here. Um, let's see. I had queen c1. Okay, yeah. See, I just had a checkmate right here. But of course, it's hard to find. So a simple move, and when you're short on time, is just to go ahead and go here because obviously if they move, I'm going to win the rook. But likewise, if they play another random move, I'm actually going to throw in this check here, rook d4. After they move, I'm probably just going to, I mean, I know I have a checkmate here. It actually says queen d2 is just straight up checkmate. But even if you don't see it, you can just take the rook, and after they take yours, of course, you're definitely going to win this game. So there's no real issue. And where did I go? Go back a little bit. After I pinned it, I think that yeah, they resigned right here. All right, so that was the end of that game. I think it was an okay game. It had a lot of instructive moments, although maybe it wasn't played the best, and I did hang my bishop, which is kind of interesting. But I guess, we still got the dub here. We're at 1089 Elo, so stay tuned for the next episode. And if you like this, hit that like button, subscribe button. But please let me know in the comments what kind of content you guys would like to see next. Sometimes it's hard to know what content you all want to see, whether it's an opening video or maybe it's an in-game lesson or just these speed runs. But let me know what you want to see because I do try to make content that you guys like. So please let me know what you want to see in the next video. Thank you all for watching. And again, at 706 subscribers, thank you guys so much for your support. Thank you all.